It happened while I was on a plane. So by the time I got the news, I got the news probably 25 minutes after it happened. I was shocked. I was not expecting it. And that's Sam Darnold. He was traded to the Carolina Panthers. And I have a cool graphic. We'll check this out. So Sam Darnold was traded to the Carolina Panthers, and the New York Jets now move on from former number 3 overall draft pick Sam Darnold. Huge move for both the Jets and the Panthers, because now it gives up to everybody what we already thought. The Jets were locked in and taking a quarterback. I said months ago I thought they were going to take Zach Wilson. I still believe that. I 100% believe that they're going to take Zach Wilson, but they could throw a curveball in there by taking Justin Fields or another quarterback if they like one, because it's all presumptively known that Trevor's going number 1 and then probably Zach number 2 and then the rest. But I think the Jets are for sure going to take Zach Wilson. They move on from Sam Darnold. The Jets in exchange receive a 6th-round pick, a 2nd-round 2022 pick, and a 4th-round 2022 pick. So what the Panthers gave up to get Sam was not all that much, in my opinion, because they can easily recoup those draft picks that they gave up. The 6th-round pick, maybe not. They just gave that away. But, I mean, what's the likelihood that the 6th-round pick is going to end up on your 53-man roster? I feel like it's 10 to 15%. It's very low. And a guy that you can get in the 6th round, you can easily just snag from somebody's practice squad later in the year. So I don't think that 6th-round pick was a massive loss. And the 2022 2nd-round pick and the 4th-round pick, I mean, if for some reason the player that the Panthers feel like they want goes higher and it comes down to their pick, and let's say they were looking to target Kyle Pitts or Penny Sewell, and they're not there, they can move down a little bit to a team that wants to move up and maybe take a weapon, and they could get those picks back easily for Sam. It's huge for me. Now, this move signified quite a bit, and we'll start off with what this move means for Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is clearly he's no longer going to be the starter anymore in Carolina. This move tells me that. And why does this move tell me that? Well, let's be honest. When the Carolina Panthers picked up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option, fully guaranteeing him $18 million, that tells me that they believe that he is the guy for the next 2 years. And by making that move and making that statement, what you're telling Teddy Bridgewater is, hey, it was fun while it lasted. Enjoy being the backup. Let's make this maybe a competition. Let's see how it goes. But then you immediately go and tell Teddy Bridgewater, hey, we'll let you look and make a trade if you want. We respect you as a player, but if you want to test the market via the trade, we'll let you do that. That move tells me right there that Teddy's probably going to be the backup, and this is Sam's job to take, not to compete for, to just have. So Teddy's probably going to get moved somewhere else, I would believe, and I think Denver is going to come calling because I don't fully believe that they believe in Drew Lock. Now, what this move means for the Panthers is that they're going to give a shot to their franchise guy. And here's the thing what I like about what the Panthers are doing. They tried Teddy for a year. They were like 0-8 or 0-10 in games where they had a chance to win in the 4th quarter. You can't have that. You cannot have that in the NFL. It is a business, and business is better when you're winning. So, yeah, if you're struggling and you're not winning, that's a big problem. So it was a big move for the Panthers to say, hey, we tried it with him. Let's give a shot to Darnold and see how this goes. I'm a big fan of the move. And I think Sam is going to do much better in Carolina than he ever did in New York, because he now has an offensive guy behind him calling plays, like a legit offensive guy, not Adam Gase and Joe Brady. He's got a head coach that believes in him, and I think is a great head coach he's a great player head coach. Not that there isn't already, but I think players love him. He gets Robbie Anderson back. He gets DJ Moore. He gets Christian McCaffrey. And he gets possibly another weapon they might add for him, and a much better offensive line than he's ever had before. So he just has a much better overall team than he has ever had in his entire career, and I think that's going to bode well for Sam. Now, when you see this move, you also got to talk about what this move possibly means for the New York Jets as a team in the future. It's a new generation in New York. Pretty much every player that was there 3-4 years ago is no longer on that roster, and they're now moving on. And you just kind of respect the move, because sometimes when you get a new regime in there, it's just time to completely revamp and rebuild. and Sam was part of that old regime, get him out, send him out of town. I liked what the Jets did. I actually really respect the fact that, listen, the Jets could have easily drafted Zach Wilson at 2 or Justin Fields at 2, whoever they may be taking, and just said, yeah, we'll just let those two compete and then see how Sam does. No, I like what they did. They respected Sam. They said, hey, you bid your time here. You did what you could. The situation was not great. I think it's best both as an organization and for you if we just kind of moved on from each other and separated. I really respect that because sometimes people put sometimes these teams don't do right by the players, and I just feel like the Jets really did right here by Sam Darnold. And I just respect it because I'm a player guy. I love the players. I'm not really a fan of the teams. I have a favorite team per se, but I'm a huge fan of just players in general. Sam is one of those guys that I'm a fan of. And I just respect that the New York Jets kind of gave him, a shot to go prove himself somewhere else instead of waiting till later in the season when he wouldn't have been able to learn the playbook and stuff like that. That's just why I'm a big fan of the move. But for the Jets' future, this just means that they're going to restart, rebuild, and have to figure it all out yet again under a new head coach and with a new quarterback. And I think Jets fans, you should be excited because I think you're going to get a real good one with the second overall pick and whoever they take. Because I think either one, Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, will fit very, very well into that Shanahan-type offense that Matt LaFleur's little brother, I believe it's his little brother, is going to be installing for the New York Jets. Now, how would I grade the move? If you had to ask me, I'd say I'd give the move an A- for probably both teams. I think this is the most you would have been able to really get for Sam because I think at this point everybody knew you're going to probably take a quarterback. So Sam's trade value was sunken. I think if they would have waited and made the move in the fall, like some other fans are saying, I think it would have been detrimental to the team. Well, not detrimental to the team, but I think it would have been detrimental to a stock. You're not going to get all that much for him. You might have got a 4th or 5th round pick, and that's really about it. So it would probably, at that point, it would have been more better off if you ended up virtually cutting him. And then it kind of would have screwed Sam because then his 5th-year option probably would have been picked up and stuff like that. So I just like the move. I think it was a fantastic move for both sides. And, just in my mind, it was a great move. I'm excited for it.